Good evening, everyone. Thanks for hopping on. It's your weekly oil change. I hope everybody's having a great night. Say hey when you pop on. Let me know where you're popping in from, where you're watching from. If you're watching the replay, let me know. Say replay below, hashtag replay. I'm just going to invite some people to watch. So I can't see if anybody's commenting right now, but just say hey. Let me know how your night is. Tonight we're going to talk about rosemary oil, which I'm super excited about because I actually got that free this month. Rosemary was the product of the month this month, and I received that just a few days ago. So I'm excited for that. So when you pop on, let me know that you're here. Say hey. Let me shout you out. If you're watching the replay, just let me know below that too. So rosemary essential oil. So the only thing, sup girl? You actually caught me live for once. You always have a problem with that. So the only thing I really knew about rosemary before I did some research on it was that it was really good for your hair. So it's really good for your hair, and it's really good, I guess, for memory. So for memory, like people, like, I don't know, I used to always joke with my mom that she needed ginkgo biloba, but it doesn't even work for her. So we're going to try rosemary. That's what we're going to try. That's what I've decided because my mom has zero memory of anything. So hey everybody, thanks for popping on. So let's talk about rosemary. So it's energizing actually. So it's energizing and it helps reduce fatigue. I did not know that. I'm sure everybody needs a little pick me up every once in a while. Especially if you're like at work. Hey G. I hope I'm not too dark or anything for anybody. I got super lazy and didn't want to set up my little ring light thing because I would have had to set up my laptop because it's got to plug into a USB. So I feel like I'm a little dark today, but we'll get through this. It reduces fatigue. It's actually really good for digestion. So I kind of should have figured that because I kind of heard that before about like the actual like plant, the rosemary plant, like the leaves. So that kind of makes sense, but it's like really good for like indigestion, constipation and bloating. So it's like really good for all that digestive stuff and as well as respiratory function. So I just didn't know any of this stuff. So I love that I get to research some of these things and find out. And actually my best friend was talking to me earlier about how she uses it in, her bug spray or whatever that she makes. And I'm like, oh, I'd never heard of that. And then, I did a little bit more research and I did find that it was a natural insect repellent too. It wasn't in any of the like recipes I had for my bug spray, like homemade bug spray, but I would just add that knowing that that's a natural insect repellent. Why not? So let's see what else. It helps calm nerves, anxious feelings, helps concentration, hence the memory too. So works that. So you want to, if you need it for concentration, like your kids, if they need to like concentrate on their homework or whatever, you want to diffuse it. If you diffuse it while they're in the room, that'll help them concentrate. Or you, if you need to concentrate. But it'll help everything else, like your digestive tract and your fatigue and stuff like that if you take it internally. So you could just put a drop under your tongue if you don't mind the taste of it. You could put it in a veggie cap, a gel, which is like a empty gel cap, like a pill. So that will help with that. I would probably just put it right under my tongue because rosemary is pretty tasty. There's some oils that are not pretty tasty. I personally don't like the taste of peppermint, so I take that in a cap because it does so much good, but I can't take it by itself. So, let's see, what else? We talked about that it repels insects, so nervous tension, it eases that. You want to take it internally for that too. It's really great for cooking if you didn't kind of have a duh moment on that. Like, obviously, rosemary is amazing. I am not eating meat anymore, but I used to love making like a rosemary chicken. So that would be, or like rosemary potatoes, would be so good. So think of that. And remember that when I'm talking about these oils, I'm only talking about certified therapeutic grade oils because they're the only ones you can ingest. So I'm not talking about any other oils, nor am I making any medical claims and promising that this is going to treat or cure any kind of disease or ailment. So know that. And it actually is good for muscle aches. Hey, John, how are you? Thanks for hopping on. It's really good for muscle aches, which I didn't know that either. I'm not 100% sure if you would put it on the muscle ache itself or take it internally for the best value. I would assume rub it on the actual muscle because that seems to be, when you have muscle aches, it seems to be the consensus of these oils that help muscle aches that you actually rub it on the muscle and not take it internally for the actual muscle ache. Oh, good. I'm glad. Happy Thursday. It's almost Friday. I'm glad you're doing good, though, John. So it's actually good, too. We talked in the beginning, for anybody that didn't hop on yet, hair growth and strengthening. It's really good for that, and dandruff and stuff like that. Oh, really? You haven't eaten meat for 10 years? That's awesome. I have been a vegetarian since August. I do still eat fish, just wild pull-caught fish. I do not eat farm-raised or net-caught, but it's been a transition for sure. So it's been hard. Chicken was hard, so everything else was fine. Chicken was and still is hard. So so it's really good for rosemary is really good for immune support too. So that's one thing. It's really good for, I keep saying really good, like it's just really good for so many things, but it's for bad breath, like and like oral hygiene and things like that. Like it'll take away like the oral bacteria that you have if you have any buildup of that in there. Good for skin tones and acne, removing acne. If you have that. There's other oils that do similar or the same things, some better, some not as effective. You know, the things I go over with oils. No, you're not allowed to say that. That's inappropriate. Thanks. Now I kind of want to get off this live. So that's an inappropriate comment, John, to somebody who's been married happily for 10 years with children. So, anyhow, so, it helps feelings of stress and, depression as well. It helps to tone the skin, as I said, and helps, indigestion and, constipation and bloating. So I got a little thrown off there, guys. Sorry. So I'm going to get off the live now. If you would like to join my VIP group, there's actually some stuff that I can't say on this live for really compliance issues that I'm going to post pictures of in my group. So if you want to know what that information is, you can comment below VIP or you can send me a message and I will shoot you over that information and add you to that group, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about because Rosemary had some pretty amazing benefits for some stuff. So I would love to get you that information. I can't say on this live what it is, but just know that it's a big issue that Rosemary can assist with in some things that especially for some people that are really sick with this. So have a good night, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed the information I gave you. And if you got any value out of it, you know what to do, and send it on to other people. Thanks.